Hi, today I'm going to show you how to set pre-assigned breakout rooms in Zoom. Before that, I'm going to remind you that you should every so often check for updates on Zoom. So open the Zoom app and go to their zoom.us menu and just do a quick check for updates. If you're up to date, you're good. If they prompt you, make sure you install those updates or you'll miss out on the new features they're rolling out. So to assign breakout rooms, what you're going to need to do is have these 5 tabs open. So if you haven't done so, I'm going to tell you what they are. Please go open them and pause this video. So you need an Aries tab logged in. You need a blank Google Doc. You need the spreadsheet that I shared out with you for setting pre-assigned breakout rooms. If you're secondary, you need the calendar open, your Google Calendar. And then you will also need a zoom.us page logged into your account. Okay, so if you haven't done that, please pause this video and go ahead and do that and then come back. The first thing we're going to do is to pull the student email addresses for your class. Now the Aries reports will do that, but then it does it for all 150 of your students. And so a workaround I found for that is to go to Teacher Miscellaneous and go to Send Emails. And what we're going to do is basically pull it from a class of recipients. So we're going to go to Add Recipients. We're going to pick a certain period. I'm going to choose my second period here. I'm going to hit Go. I'm going to uncheck the parents because I don't want that. And now I'm going to actually just scroll to the bottom, go to the end of the last email address, click and drag and select. Now you don't want to select the email address, these title bars, right? So I want to make sure I end at the beginning of the first student. Press Command C, and then I can go to my untitled document here, and I'm going to press Command V. Now, when you pasted, you have also their full name here and ID number. I deleted those just for student privacy, so I just, what you're seeing here is just the email addresses. Now I'm going to pull these email addresses and copy those into the spreadsheet that I've shared out with you. And I've set up so that has various tabs here. And the first tab is where I'm going to recommend you store your email addresses for future use. And so my initial paste will be into this tab where it says emails. And again, I'm having you paste it here under the email 1 tab as your group 1, purely for storage for when you want to change it. Let's say 3 weeks from now, you can pull from this bank again. Next, you're going to go to the pre-1 tab. That would be pre-assigned breakout group 1 tab, and you're also going to paste it there. And this is where you could now piecemeal or piece together your group. So I would say select the first name, press Command X and do a cut. You don't want to do a copy here just so that you take that name away. And so one by one, you can start forming your groups. If you want to just do alphabetical the first time, that's up to you. But if you want to take your time and form the groups, this is where you do it and keep moving them over until you moved, so till the column over here is all the way under the email addresses. So here I've populated all my rooms. Notice I have 4 people per room. You can change that. You can add a column and have 5 or 6, however many you want. I have 8 rooms of 4 people each. You can configure that however you want, but make sure you leave the formatting of this column and that, because it's going to need that in the CSV file that you're going to make next. Incidentally, you could also change these room names. They don't have to be named room 1. You can name them all, giants or warriors, or name the famous scientists or mathematicians. You can give the breakout rooms a name. They don't have to be generically named group 1, or room 1, room 2. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, and what you need to do is you're going to download it as a CSV file, and that's what Zoom is going to read and pull in for the data for your breakout room. So you're going to download, and you're going to go down to comma separated values. That's the type of file you want. So I'm going to click that. It's going to ask you to save it. I would name it. Let's say this is my period 1 breakout, and I'm just going to put CSV to remind me it's a CSV file. Take note of where you saved it. You might want to create a folder for it in your Google Drive. Right now, I'm just saving it to my desktop, so it'll be there for me. And so once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Zoom tab, and I'm going to go to my meetings, going to my upcoming meetings. And I'm just going to go to one of my recurring classes with misbehaving. And notice as I hover over it, it'll have a start button and an edit button. I'm gonna hit the edit button. And then as I start scrolling down, and incidentally, if you find that you're having a waiting room and you didn't intend for a waiting room, you might want to check here. If this is checked off, that might be explaining why you're having a waiting room, even though you did not intend one. So if you scroll down to the bottom, there's under meeting options, there's one that says breakout room pre-assign. And you're going to click that box. It's going to bring you some options. What you just did was you created what is known as a CSV file, and that's what it wants to draw your breakout rooms from you. So you're going to click import from CSV file. Don't click download. You want to browse, and basically you need to know where you stored your file. We named it Period 1 Breakout CSV, so we're going to grab that, either double click it or double click it and press open, and it's going to show you room 1 participants, room 2 participants, room 3 participants. If you had renamed your rooms, it would actually show the room names right here that you named them. At this point, you're going to click save twice, one within this page and then one here at the bottom of the page. And now you're all set. All the recurring events for 5th period math with misbehaving are going to be having these breakout rooms until you decide to change it. So now as you enter the room, and I'm going to choose to enter through Aries or the Google Calendar. So I'm actually now going to go to my Google Calendar, and I'm going to go to a class. I did this sample for 5th period class with misbehaving, and I'm going to join meeting from there, which is how you should. Once we have the Google Groups running, that's how you'll be joining from there on forward. When you click join meeting, the screen might look a little unfamiliar. I'm going to walk you through that really quick. You'll see this, and yeah, just click start video and everything will look good again. At this point, you're going to press the breakout room button. So I don't have a whole class, so I just have a little sample with the 3 of us, and I'm going to hit breakout rooms. And there's some interesting non-intuitive things here. As I open up rooms, if nothing shows up, you might need to immediately hit recover to pre-assigned breakout rooms, and it'll hit yes, and it'll create the breakout rooms. Notice I named them. This one's GW Warriors, this one's Oakland Athletics. Tessa Lou was one of the pre-assigned members, and so she is there. Tyson showed up, but he wasn't in the pre-assigned group, so he has an empty box, so I can actually assign him to any group I want, right? So now if I assign him there, boom, he's there. If I want to move Tyson, I can just click here and move him to a different room. In order to move Tessa, interestingly enough, I would need to uncheck her here. She doesn't have a move button like Tyson did. Now would have to assign her elsewhere. You also see an exchange button, a move button. The number to the right in blue tells you how many people are in the group. If you do some filling around and want to recreate the groups again, you just would hit recreate, recover to pre-assigned breakout rooms. And so, and then it'll revert back. There is no unassigned area for students who are not assigned. You would just, once you click assign, you would see a list of names that weren't previously assigned with an empty box, and this is how you would assign them. Okay, that is it. So hopefully you are able to enjoy some good consistent table groups and breakout rooms for a period of time, and then when you're ready to change, just go back to that spreadsheet and copy back the original group and rearrange them to different formations. All right, hope that works for you. Feel free to email me if you run into problems. Bye.